G'day, gang. Oh my gosh, I sound so sick. Haven't talked all morning and I just heard my voice. I want to talk today about first and third person settlement games. So this is a really weird niche, but it seems to be growing quite a bit actually. So I think one of the earliest games that I remember specifically releasing as exclusively in this format was Medieval Dynasty. Very, very cool game. Basically, you start out and you've lost everything. Oh my gosh, I nearly spilled my cup of tea. You lost everything and you're trying to reestablish yourself effectively. It's a lot more detailed, and then you ask, can I have a place to build? And then you have a little place to build, and then you start gathering people and you start building houses and you start trying to get like subsistence going. Like you start getting farms and you can get animals and stuff like that, and you just build up from there. And it's a really interesting niche. It started out with no combat, which I wasn't very interested in it because of that, because I feel like that adds like that sense of danger in the world is kind of cool, because then it feels like you're making the safe haven. So they started to add danger into the game. And then it became a lot more interesting, I think, too, because you can run to little bandit camps and rescue people and take them back home with you. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool idea, like concept. And then a whole bunch of other little games started to pop up in this very, very tiny little niche. Like I think it was Tribe Primitive Builder popped up first. Very, very similar little game where you're trying to. It's a lot more primitive though than the medieval one. It's predates that in timeline. So you're just trying to like. I think this one has a spiritual element too of memory. It's been a while since I played this one. It's not my favorite of the genre. But it was very interesting and unique, and yeah, definitely trying to, again, keep those subsistent methods, make sure everybody's fed, get like enough reeds to like repair and stuff like that, and also like start them having enough materials to build more houses, stuff like that. It just really starts to grow your little settlement. I don't remember combat being in that one. It was a lot more bare bones when I played it, but I should revisit it, honestly, give it a chance. And then the Medieval Dynasty, like I think an offshoot of the team, created Sengoku Dynasty, which was pretty interesting. It was an Eastern take on it. So obviously houses are a lot more well built than the medieval variant. And it had it was very, very flavored, but a lot of differences that started out with different mechanics, like you can just move your houses around. I mean, look, it's completely unrealistic, but please, I'm not for realism in video games. I want it to feel authentic, but I want to have stupid mechanics that don't make sense otherwise. It's awesome. That's very fun. And then we had another one called Bellwright. I think there are more, but those are the ones that I've personally played and experienced, and they're very unique and weird in a very fun way. Bellwright had a interesting inventory system. I didn't jive with it, but I think it was also a lot longer in terms of technological tree, I think. It's been a while. I didn't give Bellwright enough of a chance, but I was pretty busy when it came out. Sorry, Bellwright. But settlement, like the first and third person settlement games, are a really unique little niche. I want to see more of them because it is such a weird genre that, I think people started to show that they liked because of actually Fallout 4. I think the Fallout 4 story overall, I think people didn't genuinely like. I think it was one of the least exciting stories. The companions were pretty awesome though, I will say. Nailed it on the companions in that one. But the settlements was a new feature that they hadn't delivered on before for Bethesda. And they tried to deliver it in Star whatever, but it wasn't good. Starfield. I remember because it's empty. Appropriate. But I think the settlement the settlement like genre kind of really was born from Fallout 4 as far as I'm aware, at least popularized. I should be using the term popularized because I know that I miss a lot of little games that come in between, and I've been a bunch of commenters have actually helped me with the details. Unfortunately, I don't know editing because I am an idiot, but so I can't put like notations in my videos saying actually. I wish I could do that. I really do, because I really value knowing the specific details just out of interest's sake. I'm never going to be right, obviously, all the time. I'm going to probably be wrong more than I'm right, but you know, it's just it's still fun to do this, and people are clearly interested, so that's awesome. But yeah, I think it was Fallout 4 that first did that, and first kind of brought the concept to light. It was very light the way they did that, but I think the dark world, definitely less dark than the OG titles. Bethesda definitely put some rainbows in the background of the Fallout universe, but it's still really great. Very, very fun games. It's still relatively dark. It's dark-esque, sometimes dark. I think is how you can put Bethesda titles. Chip a characters next to an Oblivion portal. I always say Obsidian. It's a completely different thing. You know, like characters are just like, oh, things are really nice, and then there's a portal like 2 feet that way where everyone's like, things are awful here. You know, it's Bethesda kind of does that. But I think it's impossible not to do that when you have like a shifting world. But it's a very, very limited and critical and harsh critique in the middle of a video about settlements. But what can I say? It is literally 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm incredibly sick. So hopefully you guys are keeping with me. I'm doing my best. Sometimes your best is not enough, but hopefully you guys are okay with my little tangents. But yeah, settlement games are very cool. Wow, look at that. We're back on track. They're very cool. They're a very unique genre, and I think it's growing, and we're just going to see more of it. And you see, oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite games I have to make a video about. You see these sort of mechanics being used in games like Power World. I mean, this Pocket Pair had a lot of these sorts of mechanics already in Craftopia, their original game. They had like a lot of different like settlement adjacent stuff. So I think it makes sense that they went to something that had more settlement stuff, especially because like I think the ultimate question for what do you do with an animal collection game is what do you do with the animals or creatures, you know, or people like what do you do with them? And I think settlement, good option. And I mean it's a niche and weird genre, and ultimately it's just put them to work. That's a great answer, I think, to what would otherwise have been a complicated puzzle. Like I think Pokemon, you just keep them in the Pokeballs. Like all of my Pokemon in Pokemon Go are just like in a Pokeball. You know, like I imagine the cat on its back just playing with some wool, like. But they're not having fun in there. I don't think Pokemon are having fun in Pokeballs because, you know, it's a Pokeball. I mean, again, random take at 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm sick. These videos are gonna get so unhinged. But yeah, what do you do with the animals? Like, it's cool to have a creature capture game, monster capture game, to do something with that. And I think that settlement games can be the answer for a lot of different stuff. And I think it was Bethesda's answer for what do you do with all these forks that you bring home, turn them into junk and then make walls out of them. I mean, that's a great solution. You know, Bethesda had a problematic loop potentially forming, and they fixed it, I think. I think that's a funny way to see it. But I mean, a lot of people don't see it as problematic to fill their house full of watermelons. You know, a lot of people don't see the potential of lost opportunity there, I think is the way to put it. But I think the way that Bethesda made the Fallout sort of like gameplay loop, I think was pretty cool and interesting. And I think even if you don't like the story, you can definitely acknowledge that the story loop is really fun. The gameplay loop is really fun. And I think ultimately that's so significant because the loop is the thing that you're going to most be invested in, and you're going to go around and around and come back for because, you know, it's a loop. And I think settlement games have a fantastic loop because of that. Go out, collect shit, come back, build it, collect people, make them build stuff, go out, come back, go out, come back. And I think it's really cool. it's a really cool loop that doesn't really seem to get old either. And I think too, because it's in so many other different types of genres, there's so many genres where you go out, get stuff, and come back. So I think it works particularly well. Sorry. Yeah, I think the settlement genre is definitely growing. I want to see more titles in it, and I want to see more titles dipping their toe in it, like The Witcher 3, where you can rescue settlements and stuff like that. Like it's these sorts of mechanics, I think, can be used in a whole bunch of different ways, and I want to see new creative ways to do it, because it's quite bare bones right now. Like Fallout had a whole other story game on top of the settlement system. So I think you don't have to do that, but I think having like a little bit more for like people who aren't so invested in this sort of stuff, like would kind of hook more people into the genre, I think, which would be more fun, because then there's more, if there's more attention in the genre, there's more creativity in the field, because you're going to think about it more, and developers are going to want to make for that field and stuff like that, that genre. So I think it's very cool, and I hope to see more of these types of games. Have you guys played these types of games? Did you like this in Fallout 4? Did you not like Fallout 4? I know a lot of people didn't vibe with it as much because it was such a difference from the series, but yeah, very interested to hear what you guys think about this one in particular, because I think it's really cool. And there are a lot of examples I couldn't mention because of my stupid tangents and brain fog and time limitations. But yeah, love to hear what you guys think. As always, I hate to say it, but it means the entire world, honestly, for me, in my time in YouTube, is liking and subscribing. Honestly, really, I can't tell you how much it helps me. Yeah, and if you hate my videos, put a thumbs down. Comment and tell me what you love and hate about my videos. I literally read every single comment. Like, genuinely, I love them. It's becoming like some of the best parts of my day is just like going through and reading what you guys think about stuff. I love talking about games. But yeah, long video, unintended. Thank you all so much for watching. Genuinely, I'm just kind of overwhelmed. It means the world, truly. I'll see you guys in the next one, and thanks for watching. Yeah, I already said that. Bye.